shot in 4K ultra high definition. Your number one source for local news. WRAL News. Coverage you can count on.
Waking up to a frost advisory this morning. Coming up, I'll show you who's already seeing temperatures in the 30s.
Day of action. Rallies planned at college campuses across the nation, including one at Duke University. The call to defend higher education and students.
Stamp of approval. This is a live look right now at the legislative building in Raleigh, where the Senate will cast its final vote on the proposed state budget today. What made the cut after hours of debate? 4:30 is the time as we bring you inside our WRL studio here Thursday morning. You've made the cut to get all the information you need to get your day started. I'm Jeff Hogan.
And I'm Renee Chu. Yes, you're in the Early Risers Club. It is 4:30 after all. Meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner in the WRAL Severe Weather Center to let us know how our Thursday is shaping up.
Starting chilly, ending really nice, kind of like yesterday. This is a live look at Sanford because Sanford is one of the towns that's under the frost advisory this morning. In the Triangle, it's 49, so we're nowhere close to freezing, and most of us are really not going to have to worry about this. The frost advisory includes Roxborough, Oxford, Henderson. It does include Durham, but I don't think the temperatures are going to be down near freezing in Durham. Siler City, Sanford, sometimes Southern Pines. A lot of times we get a little pocket of extra cold temperatures settling there in the Sandhills. And when we take a look at our frost potential, you can see it's mostly in the north, but then maybe a pocket down around Siler City or Sanford. We take a look at our temperatures as you're heading out the door right now. It's 42 in Southern Pines, 49 Durham, 36 Roxborough, 38 in South Hill, 41 in Goldsboro, 48 Fayetteville. So again, this is going to affect just a small portion of the viewing area, but our temperatures are colder than yesterday. In some places, almost 5 to 10 degrees colder. Hour by hour, it's going to be a nice afternoon, though. 65 at lunchtime, we climb to 72, and then still on the way for a very warm holiday weekend.
We do have breaking news we're following. Around 3 o'clock this morning, a fire damaged a garage in Raleigh. This is video from the WRAL breaking news tracker showing firefighters working. It happened on Six Forks Road. Nobody was hurt.
This morning, a plan to spend $32 billion in the state budget goes to a final vote in the Senate. WRAL's Sean Gallagher joins us live from the legislative building in Raleigh this morning. Sean, lawmakers have some hurdles before this plan gets final approval.
Yeah, largely a formality at this point when they come back here today to have that final vote on the budget here. But this comes after 5 hours of debate yesterday over the topics that were in this budget that they discussed all day. Tax cuts, modest raises, and Helene recovery aid topping the list of budget topics. Now, there was some bipartisan support as the budget proposal passed 31-16. Now, as the minority party, Democrats locked out of the budget writing process, but they did offer up dozens of amendments. All but one was rejected. Democrats criticizing many of the cuts in the budget. Tax breaks, they say, only benefit the rich and modest pay raises for most state employees. Plus, creating a DOJ-style review of the state that could eliminate hundreds of mostly vacant government positions.
Unfortunately, we have a budget where the weak grow weaker and the strong grow stronger. And put another way, it's where working families are left behind and out-of-state corporations, millionaires and billionaires benefit from tax giveaways.
Minority Caucus, what do they offer the people of North Carolina? Higher taxes, curtail options that parents have for their children's education, increased debt, more bureaucracy, and higher utility bills.
So after today's vote, the proposal will go over to the House, which is also controlled by the Republicans, but they're not always in lockstep on every item, so definitely something we'll continue to monitor for likely months to come. Outside of the legislative building, Sean Gallagher, WRAL News.
Today, a fight to defend higher education. More than 200 students, faculty, and staff at Duke plan to march today. WRAL's Kelsey Coffey joins us live near Duke's campus this morning. Kelsey, this is one of many rallies planned nationwide.
Yes, Jeff, Duke is joining dozens of college campuses across the country for National Day of Action. Students, faculty, and staff will be marching on campus, calling on university leaders to respond to recent moves by the Trump administration. This comes after Harvard University recently rejected the administration's demands like getting rid of DEI initiatives and limiting the acceptance of international students. Earlier this month, we reported that 6 international students at UNC had their visas revoked. Today, Duke students are speaking out. The group is gathering to make demands to university leaders. They say they want protections for international students, faculty, and staff. They also want the university to join a lawsuit against the Trump administration for threatening to deport international students. That march is scheduled to start this afternoon at 3 o'clock. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News, live in Durham.
Unrest on the campus of North Carolina Central. 5 people, including a professor, were arrested during a protest for better campus housing conditions. Students protesting yesterday told WRAL some of the dorms on campus are very old. They say some even have mold in them. There's also a shortage of campus housing. 38% of students at NCCU live on campus. That's higher than the UNC school system average of 29%.
There's no way that y'all keep accepting all these people and your graduation rate is going down, but we're here living in these terrible living conditions and we pay all this money.
NCCU officials say crews are working to address maintenance concerns, and the school is actively advocating for more state support to address these issues. Students say the police response to the protests was uncalled for. We reached out to NCCU police to learn more about the people arrested and when they will be in court.
A stark warning on the potential economic consequences of President Trump's tariffs. Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell is calling the administration's tariffs unprecedented in modern history. He says their effects are highly uncertain. Powell says tariffs have the potential to threaten employment.
Unemployment is likely to go up as the economy slows in all likelihood, and inflation is likely to go up as tariffs find their way, and some part of those tariffs come to be paid by the public.
Wall Street reacted to Powell's words almost instantaneously, sending stocks tumbling.
We're keeping an eye on letters being sent to a growing number of people in our area. They read, "Leave immediately." The letter from the Department of Homeland Security directed at Afghans say their parole was terminated, and it says they had 7 days to leave the country. Immigration attorney Mary Lynn Tedesco received the email. She says clients are reaching out with questions. Her advice is case by case with each person, depending where they are in the asylum seeking process.
So from a general standpoint, my clients who have either collateral relief or actual relief that will be filed before the court, I will advise them to stay the course because they have fully pursued their rights under the law.
We've reached out to 16 members of our congressional delegation to ask about alternative approaches. Congresswoman Deborah Ross responded. So did Congresswoman Valerie Foushee, writing, "Instead of stripping away these essential protections, we should be working to extend TPS for these individuals and ensure that the U.S. remains a place of refuge and opportunity."
Today, civil rights attorney Ben Crump and Reverend Jamal Bryant will be in North Carolina. They'll be speaking about the Trump administration getting rid of DEI programs. It comes as today marks the final day of the 40-day Target boycott. Bryant was the one who initiated the boycott after the retailer announced it was ending its DEI program. Bryant and Crump will speak today in Greensboro. An autopsy report shows a Durham woman found on NC 55 earlier this year was beaten to death with a baseball bat. The autopsy shows 45-year-old Jennifer Moore had injuries to her head and face from that January attack. 56-year-old Patrick Whitaker Jr. is charged with her murder. Investigators have not said if Moore and Whitaker knew each other.
Protesters rallied outside a Vermont correctional facility in support of Moshe Madawi. The Columbia University student was arrested Monday by Homeland Security, and his lawyer says Madawi was detained in direct retaliation for participating in pro-Palestinian protests. A federal judge temporarily blocked his deportation earlier this week.
Another North Carolina organization is set to lose significant funding from the federal government. The Pauli Murray Center for History and Social Justice says a $33,000 grant was terminated. The funding was from the Institute for Museum and Library Services. The center received notice the grant is no longer consistent with the Institute's priorities. That grant was authorized just last year.
Push for freedom. The Menendez brothers are due in court today for a crucial hearing. The argument their family is making for why they should be eligible for parole. A
fishing tournament tragedy. 3 people are dead after a crash in Alabama. what we know about the cause and another fishing tournament crash here in North Carolina.
It's chilly this morning, but there is a warm up ahead. This is a live look at glowing North Hills. Meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner tells us how warm we can expect it to get for the end of the week and for the Easter holiday.
From the WRAL Severe Weather Center, North Carolina's most experienced team of meteorologists.
4:43 on a chilly morning in Roxborough. You're going to see the coldest temperatures of anybody, already dipping into the mid-30s, and this is where we could see some frost this morning, mostly near the Virginia line or in a little pocket in the southwest, and I'll show you that coming up. Everybody sees clear skies this morning, so we have the top of the tower here in our backyard lit there in blue. It is 36 right now in Roxborough, but 43 in Cary, 47 in Goldsboro, 50 in Garner, 49 in Durham, 49 in Holly Springs. So it's really going to be just a couple of areas that are in danger of seeing some frost. Temperatures are likely to drop a little bit more than where they are right now under clear skies and calm conditions. So expect 40 degrees as the kids are heading out the door to the school bus. And when they get home, look at that. Hit the park. Temperatures will be in the low 70s.
Elizabeth, thanks. Today's resentencing hearing for the Menendez brothers could be delayed. Eric and Lyle Menendez are due to appear virtually for the hearing today. The Los Angeles County District Attorney is requesting a pause. Prosecutors filed a new motion to delay after a judge ruled against them last week. They are questioning whether reports completed by state officials will be available in time. The judge overseeing the case will hear the motion to delay ahead of the hearing. The Menendez brothers are serving life sentences without the possibility of parole for the murders of their parents in 1989. Their family says they are rehabilitated.
There's some red flags being raised on the funding to fight measles outbreak. A senior CDC scientist says the organization is facing hurdles after $11 billion in pandemic funding was cut. States and local officials were using that money to help control other infectious diseases as well. The measles outbreak is worsening with more than 700 cases reported in 25 states. The worst of the outbreak is in Texas.
Take a look at this. Video shows fire shooting out of the United Airlines plane engine moments after it took off. This happened on Sunday at Denver International Airport. The flight crew says they hit an animal during takeoff. The plane returned to the gate and passengers boarded a new plane. The FAA says planes hit wildlife at the Denver airport more than 800 times last year.
A boater is facing charges after a crash during a fishing tournament on Lake Norman. 2 boaters were hurt in the crash that happened yesterday morning. Authorities say a boater who was participating in the tournament was traveling 50 to 60 miles an hour when he hit another boat that was not part of the tournament. Both boaters were knocked into the water, and they were each wearing life jackets. Others nearby, the boaters there, they helped pull them to safety. The man who was charged at fault is charged with careless and reckless operation of a boat. And a crash at another fishing tournament in Alabama left 3 people dead. This also happened yesterday morning during a Major League fishing event. Authorities say a bass fishing boat crashed into another boat. The 3 men who died were all on the boat that was hit. Major League Fishing says it is cooperating with the investigation into what caused the crash.
Car thefts are trending down in Raleigh, but the criminals appear to be getting more sophisticated. Since the creation of the police department's auto theft task force last year, the unit has recovered 121 cars valued near $3.5 million. Through the first quarter this year, thefts are down about 18% compared to last year.
We're certainly on the right track, and we're trending in the right direction with the reduction this year so far. And, our goal is to close out 2025 with a measurable decrease in auto thefts.
In less than a year, Raleigh's auto theft task force has charged 370 felonies, 42 misdemeanors, and 114 juvenile petitions related to car thefts.
Junior Achievement of Eastern North Carolina celebrated its 50th anniversary with a gala. The nonprofit helps young people prepare for college and the workforce. Junior Achievement honored the Volunteer of the Year, the Educator of the Year, and the Business Partner of the Year. Ken Smith was the MC.
Wendell Park has installed a new weather station. The Perry weather system tracks weather in the area. It can also sound an alarm to warn people at the park of severe weather threats. It will also give the all clear when it's safe to return to outdoor activities.
4:48 right now. If you got anything going on outdoors early this morning, you better bundle up just a bit. Elizabeth Gardner in the WRAL Severe Weather Center, especially to our north and west, right?
We do have some temperatures that have dropped into the 30s up around Roxborough. We may see that also around Siler City and Sanford. This is not going to be widespread. Again, that frost advisory just includes a few of our counties. It includes Durham County, but I'm not so sure that temperatures in Durham will get that cold. But northern Durham County for sure. You can see the blue shaded area. That's where we have the best chance of seeing some frost, and temperatures may dip into the mid-30s. But a lot of us are going to see temperatures in the 40s this morning. Here's a live look at Sanford, of course, also in that advisory. 49 degrees, though, is our temperature right now in the Triangle. And our winds are calm, our skies are clear. That is a good recipe for our temperatures to cool down quickly this morning. And so it's certainly possible that we would make it down into the low 40s in the Triangle, but we're not likely to get down near freezing in most places. Now, it is 36 in Roxborough and Lewisburg. It's 39 in Henderson, 37 in South Hill. And then you get down here to Siler City, where it's 36. So they're definitely going to be a few small pockets, again, our northern and western counties where temperatures will be that cold. 36 in Robbins right now, it's 37 in Sanford. Southern Pines at 42, it's 43 in Irwin, 41 in Smithfield. So again, most of us are not going to have to deal with any patchy frost out there this morning. Everybody's going to see a beautiful afternoon. 72 in Raleigh, 73 in Durham, 77 in Fayetteville. Gorgeous Goldilocks weather with low humidity, light wind. I mean, it's really going to be a perfect day to come and visit the azalea garden. Look at that gorgeous color there. Allison Breedlove took that photo there of the gardens. If you'd like to come visit, we're open during daylight hours. Also, we'd love to see your photos from the WRAL azalea gardens. Go to WRAL.com/reported. Right now, we have a chilly flow that's impacting us just one more day. After that, high pressure moves eastward and starts to pump the warm air into our region. So that's going to change everything for us this weekend. Our normal high is 73, close to what we'll see today. But tomorrow we hit the 80s and we don't look back. The 80s are in our forecast well into next week. What does that mean for Easter Sunday or Easter weekend? Saturday is going to be pretty hot at 89. Sunday a little bit cooler. The record high Saturday is 93. So we're close to a record high on Saturday. Sunrise services on Sunday. Sunrise is 6:34 and the morning temperature will be around 64 degrees. But these warm temperatures continue until we see our next front, which arrives on Tuesday. That's our next best chance for rain.
Thanks, Elizabeth. Weekend recreation. What a new ruling says about whether fishing and hunting should be allowed on Sunday mornings in North Carolina.
And in the next half hour, a massive power outage in Puerto Rico. An update on the effort to restore electricity to hundreds of thousands of people there.
Lindsay Lohan will star in a new TV series, and Selena Gomez is celebrating a big honor. David Daniel has details in the Hollywood Minute.
These are people that have changed moments in time.
Lindsay Lohan has her first TV series leading role. She's set to executive produce and star in Count My Lies, based on the novel by Sophie Stava about a wealthy household brimming with secrets. The show is in development at Hulu.
Everybody seems to think we hate each other. I suppose sometimes I do hate you. Sporadic hatred.
Here's your first look at Benedict Cumberbatch and Olivia Colman going at each other in The Roses, a reimagining of the 1989 Michael Douglas, Kathleen Turner movie, The War of the Roses. The fireworks begin when The Roses opens in theaters August 29th. Selena Gomez is the Billboard Latin Women in Music 2025 Woman of the Year. The award goes to a female artist for exceptional success, leadership, and cultural influence. She'll be honored on the Billboard Latin Women in Music special, airing April 24th on Telemundo. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Upgrades are coming to Go Raleigh buses. The transit service is replacing current bus seats. These are before and after pictures of those seat changes. The change will ensure a cleaner ride throughout the city. The transit service plans to have the new seats installed on at least 90 buses by June.
The state constitution guarantees your right to hunt and fish, but it doesn't mean you can do it Sunday mornings. That's a ruling from the State Court of Appeals. The original lawsuit claimed state law that prevents hunting on Sunday mornings is in direct conflict with the recently passed constitutional amendment. Under current law, hunting with firearms between 9:30 and 12:30 is prohibited on Sundays, except on controlled hunting preserves.
Dallas Mavericks are one step closer to qualifying for the NBA playoffs. They beat the Sacramento Kings last night in the Western Conference play-in tournament. That sets up a game between the Mavericks and Memphis Grizzlies tomorrow night. The winner of that game will earn the 8th seed in the West and will play Oklahoma City in the first round. Miami Heat are also one game away from qualifying for the playoffs. They beat the Chicago Bulls last night in the Eastern Conference play-in tournament. So they'll play the Atlanta Hawks tomorrow night in the game to decide the 8th seed in the East. The winner will go on to play Cleveland in the first round.
A house in downtown Cary is nearing the end of its historic rehabilitation. This is the Ivy Ellington House. It sits on the 300 block of Academy Street. Over the years, it's been restored and moved to new locations. Well, next month it will house the offices for the downtown Cary Park staff. It will open to the public to tour on May 18th.
4:57 right now, a day of action. Hundreds plan to march at Duke University today. The issues they hope to shine a light on during a national rally.
Deputies' car stolen. How the Wayne County Sheriff's Office says it happened, leading to a chase that ended in a crash.
Pretty chilly out there as we start our morning. This is a live look in Chapel Hill right now. Meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner is in the WRAL Severe Weather Center with who is under a frost advisory. Also, the big warm-up we're expecting for the holiday weekend.